Hi, I'm Evan from Yearglance and welcome to the demo of the new version. We're really excited to be able to share this with you. We've been working really hard on this. It's a complete rebuild. If you know the old version, you can see that this is a completely new UI. It's a much more modern design and just makes things much smoother. We've packed in a whole lot of new functionality as well. So I'm going to get straight into it and show you all the things that Yearglance can do. So if you've gotten this far, you probably know that Yearglance integrates your Google and Microsoft calendars to be able to give a year view or a multi-month view, which these tools don't currently do. So if I look at here, my Google Calendar, you got day, week, month view. There is a year view, but as you can see, this gives me very little information whatsoever. And the same with Outlook. Here we go. We can see week, month, day, work week view. But really, it's not very helpful when you're trying to do big planning. Multi-month planning and looking ahead and really trying to structure your year or the next few months well. So here we go. Let's go straight into it. So as you can see, it's a really different design. The old version, everything was on the left-hand side, the menu and where everything happened. Now everything is happening along the top, which really allows you to utilize all of the width of your screen, no matter what size device you have. So this is the full view here. I'm on a 1080 screen here. So if you've got like a 4K screen, you'll be able to get a whole lot more width on there as well. But we also cater for small devices, for tablets, for phones. We've got some new views built in as well. So let's talk about connecting your calendars at first. So this is looks pretty much the same in terms of you can connect your Google or Microsoft Calendar. So we're going to connect our Google Calendar first, and just going to jump into our calendar, which we've got set up here. I just have to give the permission. So as you can see here, this is a proper verified third-party integration with Google. So that means it's the proper connection. We're not using weird iCal links or having to make up calendars public or anything like that. It brings it in directly, and it's going between Google and your computer. So we don't actually see any of your data. It just happens. So it's importing the calendar at the moment. It's just taking a little while because we do have a lot of calendars on there, as you can see. So we've actually got 23 calendars or sub calendars as part of this account, which you can see here. So that is exactly the same. The colors are the same as well. So that will all just match up. Now, while we're here, let's also add a Microsoft calendar. So here's my Microsoft calendar, and we're going to connect to that as well. So we'll connect to Microsoft here. Now, in the old version of Yearglance, we were able to connect one Microsoft account and one Google account. Now we can actually connect multiple accounts. So if you've got 2 or 3 Google accounts and you're not sharing calendars between them, you can still add multiple accounts, and it'll show the calendars below that as well. So we're going to connect to this calendar here. Now, just temporarily, there we go. It's worked straight away, and it's bringing in the calendar. We've got 4 sort of sub calendars, the main one associated, and then 3 other ones here, and it's brought it in. So there's the Microsoft ones here. So there are the 4 calendars there. Now the fun begins. Now what we do is we enable the calendars which we want to see. So let's turn on the Cricut calendar and the main calendar from Microsoft. And here in the Google account, we will turn on holidays in Philippines, holidays in Australia, and we'll turn on a couple more while we're here as well. Sure. So as you can see, they're all populating really, really quickly, and it's adding them to the calendar. Whoa, look at that. So these are just some sample calendars that we've got going, and voila, you turn your calendars on and off, and you can you can see everything. If you want to turn them all on, I'm not going to turn all 27 on. It'll be a bit crazy, but I could just hit that button there and that will select them all and turn them off again that way as well. So like that, it took about, 30 seconds to connect an account and to enable the calendars. And you've got your year view here straight away. Much more meaningful than Google's little attempt here. And Microsoft is non-existent. So here we can see the events that we've got on. We can switch years, so we could go back to 2024. It's just populating all that now. And that's correct. Let's go back to 2025. There you go. It's just bringing them all in. And there we go. Really, really quickly, it's sort of, put the events on the map and we can see it all in one hit. Now, we can't see everything on this screen, and it's really going to depend on a couple of things in terms of sort of how much you can fit on a screen. It depends on the size of your screen. Obviously, if you've got a 4K screen, you're going to be able to fit a whole lot more on there as opposed to a smaller device. And it's also going to depend on the number of events that you are viewing in your calendar. If you've got lots and lots of events like this, and there's going to be lots of, overlapping events and things like that, then that's going to naturally take up more space in your calendar. But if you've got fewer events, then you'll have, you'll have a better chance of being able to see more on the screen at once. Now, while we're here, we'll talk about the views, because views is something that we had in the previous version. So we have in the year view, we've got this monthly view. So it looks like your typical, monthly calendars side by side like this. Then we have the horizontal view, and there you go, straight away, it's built that horizontal view for us. January to December down the side, and then the whole month like that. All the months going horizontally. And likewise, we've got the vertical view as well. So multiple day events, as you can see, have this line going down, and we've got the whole calendar there. Now, while we're talking about views, this is some great new features that we've got. We now have extra views available to us. So we've broken it down so you get pretty much the same experience, or the same number of views plus more that you have in your typical Google and Microsoft calendars. So here we go. Here is the month view. Let's go down. We've got the week view. Let's go to the following week, because then we can see the public holidays. Just moving across, there we go. And then we've got a day view. May not be much there at the moment, so it's just set to today, but there you go, there's that, and there's, it's just populating the view there. I think I went too fast. Oh, yep. And now it's not showing that cricket match that was on there before, but I'll get to that in a minute. And then we've got agenda view as well, or sometimes it's called, what's it called? Agenda or list view or something like that. Here we've just called it agenda, pretty much the same thing. So pretty handy. All right. So let's now go back to the year view, and there's probably, you may want to change the way that it appears at the moment more than just what we have in the view. So we'll go back to monthly just for now, and you got customized. So we had customized my settings in the old version, and here we've put them back into here as well. But what we've done is we've made it a little bit easier to find everything, because there were just way too many settings on the screen previously. So we'll take you through a few of these at the moment. We can change the starting month. So obviously it's set to January at the moment, but we could change that to February. And anytime you want to see what that looks like, you can hit the apply button, and there we go. It's changed from February 24 to January 25. We can close it and skip then to the following year. There we go. We can take it back to January again, just so it's clean. We can change the number of months that can appear in the view. So let's make it a 6th month. And as you can see, that's made it a bit smaller. So that might be useful if you're just wanting to see a few months at a time. That means that just things will load a little bit faster, a little less to have to, take in at that same time. And then the number of events that are shown. Okay, so this is a good little feature to just make sure that things don't get too out of hand in terms of how much you can see at once. So here you can see on March the 21st, there's actually 3 events on that particular day. But what we've done is just try and keep things a bit more compact, that we're showing only 2 events. However, if we made it sort of 3 or 4 and we hit apply, all the cells will change size. So it's a little bit, the cells are a little bit taller now. And we can see that the Harmony Day has actually been applied there. Then we've got out of office days. This can just changes the color of the days that you want to have as your off days. So if you work a 4-day week, lucky you, Sunday, Saturday, and Friday, as you can see, Friday has now been colored. So that applies in the themes. We'll get to that in a minute. Now, in the display settings, it's a little bit different to what we had in the previous version. In the previous version, you're able to sort of fine tune some of the font sizes and things like that by the number of pixels. Here, what we've done instead is we've just made things a little bit more uniform, a little bit more straightforward. And as you can see here, just changing the font size like that. We've got compact and comfortable. So there's just little bit more spacing and margin if you're in the comfortable view. Compact sort of brings, just makes things a bit tighter. Now, some people have said, oh, I can't see all my events. That is because by default, we have this setting on here called all day events only. And what that does is it filters out all the events that are only partial day events. So smaller things that might be like a meeting or, a half day conference, whatever it is. We filter those out. So because if you're looking at the big picture, you probably want to see just your all day events. So if you wanted to go crazy, you can turn that off and you'll get heaps and heaps more events if you've got lots of, smaller micro events. So there we can see here, this Australia versus India is actually being displayed there. So anything that's a partial day event, less than 24 hours, then it will be displayed with a dot next to it. And that's being brought in, as you can see from this calendar here, January the 3rd there. There's some HTML in there, which is why it looks that way on here. So just make sure you've got that enabled if you're wanting to see more all your events and then the smaller events. I'll give you another example. I will switch on my work calendar here. DTC, which one is it? Too many calendars. Is it DTC team? Yeah, there we go. So it's populated a few extra things on there as well. So just turn them on and off and you can see the difference there. There's some other settings here. So single line events means that if something is really long, and I think this applies on the horizontal view, and we customize it, then single line events makes those shorter. Yep, so you can see there that that's made that shorter there. Hide out of office events, if you use the out of office features in Google or Microsoft, there's the out of office, and so that will just filter out those ones, which you may or may not want to do. And then week numbers, if you're in the monthly view. Thanks, Google. Yeah, if we're on the monthly view and we go to week, so we're not on the monthly view at the moment, we'll go back and it's got the week number next to it there, which may be helpful for you. Now, align by date, if we have that turned on for the horizontal vertical view, sorry, we'll have to switch back again. Horizontal view, and now instead of having the days of the week align, it's aligning by the date in the month. So the pattern obviously looks different and things are just laid out a bit differently, which might be helpful for you. And we can also turn off day names just to give a bit more space, or reduce how much is on the screen. So there are those settings there. Just apply that back again. And now the last one here is the themes. So in the previous version, you were able to select individual colors for different cells and text. Now what we've done is make things a little bit easier for you by having some predefined themes already. So as you can see, it's changing it really, really simply. And then from there, with this little drop down here, you can customize it further. So you might, set your off days to be something a bit darker. I don't know why, but you could. There we go. That's not too bad. And apply and close. Now, up here, we've also got the night mode and day mode as well. So that works nicely too. So that gives you all the customized options. Yay, cool. What else can we show you? We've got a lot to show you. So this is where it starts to get really fun, is that in the previous version, this was just a view-only calendar. So what that meant was, or read-only. So it would bring your events in, but there was no ability both to be able to add and edit events and delete events, but also it wasn't syncing in real time. We have, so happy to say, we've added all those things in here. So, it gives you, the full functionality of your other calendars that you can add, edit, delete events. So let's have a go with this one. Here we go. We're going to click on Project C Presentation. That's set for January 5. Now, let's say we wanted to make this a 3-day event. So let's do that now. So January 5 to January 5, it's all day, January 7. And that reoccurs. So there, it's on this calendar. We can add people, we can change location, add a description, select which calendar you want to associate it with. So look, it's really powerful. It does a lot in here. And let us update the event. So here we go, 5 to 7. And well, we've accounted an error. It might be the recurring, might be because it's recurring. So bad example. Let's do it for, I don't think we can change this one because it is coming from another calendar. Instead, let's add an event. And here we'll set an all-day event for, let's do 5 to 7 again. Actually, we don't want December. Let's do January. And 3-day test. And it's going to go into that manufacturing calendar. Add some notes. Hey, join me. And we can add a meeting link if we want to. That will create the Google Meet link in Outlook. That would create a, whether it's a Skype or Teams, whichever one that is. So let's, we'll create a meeting link as well. Support, go. And there we go. The event's been created. And what date did we say? Did we say 5th to 7th? I thought we said 5th to 7th. Or did I do it incorrectly? Oh, you know what? There it is. I accidentally set it from December 17 to January 7. I got my dates wrong. Anyway, there it is. There's the link there in Google, the Google Meet link, and everything that we had there. So I hadn't noticed that I'd clicked the wrong thing. Now, let's go over and see it here. We need to turn on that calendar. Which calendar? Manufacturing and construction. That one. There it is. Woo! It's done it. That's their live. It's there it is. It's up and running. There's the link there. It's all there, and that has worked. So we've got real-time syncing going. There you can see. So it's changed from that's synced from Yearglance back to Google Calendar. Let's do it the other way around as well, just to double check. So what we're going to do is we're going to update the, as you can see, I got the date wrong before. Let's skip ahead to the 5th, and we won't make it go that long. We'll just make it go for the 3 days, as we said. So let's save that now. And let's go back into Yearglance straight away. And it's updated. This thing's just gone a little bit funny, so I'm just resyncing it. There we go. There is the 3-day test updated from the 5th to the 7th with the correct dates. So we've got real-time sync happening both ways. And there we go. That's just brought those events back up to date as well. So we've got real-time sync going. We're able to edit, add events. So if we add this event, I'll change this event again. Just make it go back to the 6th. Make it a 2-day event. Let's even remove the meeting link. Let's see if that works. There we go. And back into here. Skip ahead. It's now a 2-day event. So that's updated. Even the links disappeared. So that's working. So I'm really, really happy about that. So that means like you can do a whole lot more within here. You don't have to be jumping back and forth as much. You can be doing almost everything from in here, which is really exciting. Go back to a monthly view. Yep, there's a 2-day event still there. Great. So that. Now, we've got the print view, being able to print a calendar, which was in the previous version as well. The settings here are just laid out a little bit differently from before, but you know, pretty much it's the same sort of thing, and we can go to apply and print. And from here, you've got the ability to either save it as a PDF. Ooh, I don't like that view. Let's actually change it to a vertical view, and we're going to do a vertical view in what? In portrait. So apply and print. So here we go. We're going to save as a PDF, not a landscape. Let's make it portrait. As you can see, sort of it's coming together a bit. Let's turn on some margins so it looks a little bit neater. Now it's running across a couple of pages. And so this is where you just have to sort of fine tune things a little bit. So that's almost fitting there. It's on an A4, so maybe if we made it A3, it would, there we go, we can fit a whole lot more on the A3. That's good. It kept the event updated successfully on there. And let's just make it a tiny bit smaller, and then it will fit onto the page. There we go. So 47%, that's all showing on the page. So it can save as a PDF, or you can, you know, print to your local printer as well. There we go. That'll almost do. So anyway, you get the picture. You just, you know, tweak the settings a little bit, whether you want it in landscape, portrait, you go for it. Then the next big feature which we've added in here is the ability to share your calendar. Woo! Super exciting. I'm excited. So we've been promising this for a while, and it's finally here. We have the ability to share a link or embed the calendar into a web page, whether that's on your website or for internal team purposes. If you've got it in Microsoft Teams or on intranet or something like that, you can put it in there. Now, what you need to do first is allow, like say, which views that you want to allow the person to use. If you want them to be able to switch views, navigate, then you turn all these things on. And I just forgot to mention before, the agenda or the list view, that's much more usable, particularly on a mobile device, which helps it to be quite responsive. So yeah, you might want to allow all of them. You may want to fix the dates so they can't switch back and forth between the dates. So let's actually have a go of that. Let's have everything there, and we'll copy this link here. We're going to open in a new window. Here's the calendar, and there we go. It's all in there. It's inheriting the settings that we had. So as you can see, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that's all inherited. The sizing, everything like that. And there's the ability to change view. So you can share this link publicly or with a team or something like that. Super exciting. And we've got the other views here that we allowed as well. There we go. So that's cool. But now let's say we want to allow the navigation. We get a new link. So you have to paste the new link in there this time. And now there's the ability to navigate between months. And if we want to lock it down, so let's say we only want to be able to give the horizontal view and we don't want them to navigate. So you do that. Let's hit copy. There's the new link. I'm going to paste that into here. And now we've only got the horizontal view and they can't navigate. So you've just locked that in there. So, you might have that embedded into a page somewhere like that. Now, if we go in here and we change the number of events, we'll make that back to 2, apply that. Let's refresh here. And as you can see that it reduced the height of the cells as well, so it can fit more on the screen. So how much you fit on the screen is going to depend on the settings you've got set up as well. When you hover over it, shows the event in more detail, or you can click on it and get the full event too. All right, so that's the share feature. We've covered everything along here. And there's a few more things to show you. We've added notifications up here. So sometimes we'll give you a new notification and then there'll be a number there, and then you can see what's popping up. You can view all the notifications as well. And then we've done the night view. Now, finally, we've got in your profile here, we've got a few things to show. So if you need help, we've got the chat section here. We might not always be online, but we'll get back to you as soon as we can. The help center is just all the support documentation, which we're going to be updating for the new version. The feature requests. So if there's anything you want to let us know, which you might want to add, or if there's something that isn't right, pop it in here, but send us a quick chat first anyway. And then we've got account settings. So here we go. In here, we've got your details, which you put in through registration. You can update them, change them, whatever. And yeah, at the moment, the language doesn't change, but we're going to be adding that into here as well for the ability to change the language within Uglance. And changing password is there. Plans is here. So if you want to upgrade your plan, then jump into here and you hit subscribe and let us know which, well, you just sign up pretty much straight away. So if you want the plan Me Enough, just hit subscribe. That'll take you out to Stripe and secure payment in there. And then billing. So this wasn't available before, but now it is. So you can get your receipts in here straight away. And you can download the invoice, download the receipt. So you don't have to wait for us to get back to you. So we've covered quite a lot here, as you can see. Let's just close the chat there. We've covered quite a lot. And I hope this is going to be really helpful for you. Like you just get everything that you want to see for your calendar across multiple months or your entire year. And there's a lot of customization that can happen. So have a play, reach out to us if there's anything that you would like to see, or if there's something you're not expecting, yeah, let us know. But please enjoy Uglance. Just to let you know as well, the share feature, it is available in the free trial. If you want to get access to the share feature, you'll need to get the premium plan. That's not in the everyday plan. So that is under the premium there, which you can get either monthly or annually there. It's got the description in here of what's included in each of those plans. Anyway, thank you so much. Thanks for giving Uglance a go, and happy planning. Plan the way you want. See you soon.